everyone, welcome to About Me Handmade. I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Samantha.
So today we have got our sewing plans for you. So these are our plans for the next 5 to 6 months. So we've just started autumn, so they're sort of our autumn through to spring plans.
Yeah.
So one of our main goals this year was to work through our fabric stash. So with all of these plans, we have gone through our fabric stash and we've chosen out fabrics that we thought would be good for this sort of transitional and then into winter season.
Yeah. It's quite fun actually, wasn't it?
It was a lot of fun. Like we just got to go through all the fabrics and then match patterns to them. It was actually really a lot of fun.
So one of the first ones we want to make is the Simplicity 8604, which is this beautiful jacket here. So there's a few different variations on the jacket. There's one with sort of like a flare sleeve on the bottom, one with pockets, and then another sort of more cropped one. But the one that we're going to make is the main one there, with the sort of peplum on the bottom. So this was a plan that we had for last year, but we were sort of a bit hesitant. Well, we ran out of time for one thing, but we were a bit hesitant to make it, weren't we? But we've sort of, with the slow making that we've been doing, where we just do step by step, it's actually feels more manageable.
It does.
Yeah, so
I saw on a YouTube video the other day that a jacket seems like such a daunting project, but all it is just more seams. Like it's all the same seams, just more of them.
Yeah, I guess that's true, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I've never thought about it like that, but it seems like, gosh, making a jacket, but all it is just a lot of seams.
Yeah. And I think it's when you slow down the process and go through the steps slowly.
You're just doing one thing at a time.
It isn't as stressful.
Yeah.
So we're really quite looking forward to making this, aren't we?
Definitely. So we're going to do this in replacement for a project we've currently got on the go. So we just sort of do every step together.
Yes.
And we're actually using the same fabric, which we've had for ages. So it's this gorgeous, so it's like a sort of cream, and then it's got this sort of rainbow stripe, and then I'm not sure whether it will show up, but it's actually got like a silver fleck through it. And I love this fabric. It's really nice, and it's quite a nice sort of weight for a jacket, I think.
I think it's going to be beautiful. We both fell in love with that fabric, didn't we?
We've got heaps here, like it's, I don't know, 4 or 5 meters, I think.
Yeah.
And then it's actually a lined jacket, and we both chose different linings. So Mum's lining is this very pale sort of misty grey, and it's just like a satin, so hers is going to have a plain lining. And then I decided that I wanted a slightly patterned lining on mine, so it's also grey. I've got this grey rayon, and it's got these like white and pink and brown and mustard flowers, and I love this so much. And I think from memory, the reason we chose these sort of grey colours was because it had this silver fleck running through it.
It could have been, I can't remember now because it's so long. We've had the fabric for quite a while.
We have, I think it's like 3 years or something.
I think it was when we first started sort of getting into sewing that we
Which, I mean, what were we thinking that we were going to be able to tackle a jacket like that?
Yeah, well, that's true. But we feel ready now, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're going to look beautiful. And yours with the pop of colour on the inside is going to be really nice.
Yeah. So I actually can't wait to get started. And the other exciting thing is we'll get to choose buttons.
Oh, yes. Yes, I do like that. The next one is one I'm actually really quite excited about. I've wanted a pinafore for a long time. Well, to make a pinafore for a long time. And I haven't really found the right pattern, and so I found this recently, the Simplicity S129, and I just loved it. Just a very simple A-line dress. I'm a bit worried about the sizing. I think it will be okay because it's not tight fitting or anything, so it should be good. So what I was going to do first is just make a practice one out of this fabric and then work up to making the main one. And the main fabric I'm going to use is my corduroy, which I've been treasuring for ages. I love it. I love corduroy fabric. So this is just a navy one with pretty sort of daisies on it, and it's just so, so beautiful. I think it's going to be totally amazing in the pattern that I've selected. So I'm really quite looking forward to getting stuck into that one. I think that'll probably be my first project I do, I think. Yeah.
Well, that cord is lovely. We've actually got enough for both of us, but I've just been waiting for you to make yours so that I use whatever's left, because I don't want to like cut something out and not enough for you.
True.
So.
I think there was plenty for both of us though, because it was a big piece.
I think we bought 5.5 meters.
Yeah, I think we bought whatever they had left.
Yeah, because we just fell in love with them.
Yeah.
So I also would like to make a pinafore. So I'm going to use a pattern from this magazine. So it's the Sew It Vintage magazine. And the pattern that I would like to make is this one. So it's the 80s style pinafore.
I love that one.
Me too. So I've actually made this before in a pink denim, so I'll pop in a picture of that. But I have this other fabric that I would really like to make it in. So this is it here. So it's sort of like a chocolate brown. It's almost like a sort of wool type fabric. And then it's got these gorgeous embroidered flowers on it. And I'm really excited to make this. But I'm actually going to make a couple of changes since the last one that I made. So the last one I had to add a frill onto the bottom because I felt like it was a little bit short. So I'm going to lengthen this one so that I don't need to put the frill on. And then where the straps joined in at the back, it was very narrow, so I'm going to like widen that a bit so that the straps aren't so close together. And I think that that will actually make like the perfect pinafore for me.
I've just realised with that, I think that you're going to line it too, because it's quite a scratchy sort of fabric, isn't it?
It is. Well, the pattern comes with like a lining down to about there.
Oh, okay.
But I think that I might extend that down just so that it's not, like I would wear a slip dress under it, but
yeah,
I just think so it's not really scratchy.
Yeah. It's so pretty though, isn't it? I love
It's
it.
beautiful.
Yeah. I just realised I said I was going to make my pinafore first, but I think I might make this next plan first, because it's like a sort of summery dress, but I thought that I could wear it as a transitional piece and just put a cardigan or a sort of jacket over the top of it. So this is the B6051. So there's two sort of ones. There's the one that's got the slight gathering underneath the waistband, and then there's one that's just plain underneath the waistband. So I'd like to make view C, the one that's gathered, but I'd like to put the top from view B on it with just the little sort of cap sleeves on the top. So I've been wanting to make this one for a while, but I sort of haven't been confident enough to do it, but I think that I feel more confident to do it now. I have this beautiful paisley print, so it's just a blue with then the paisley on it, and I love it. And it's a really soft drapey fabric, so I think it'll be perfect for this pattern, because when you gather it in, it'll look really, really nice. So I'm actually quite looking forward to this one.
I think it's going to be beautiful. And you've actually got like a ready-to-wear dress that it's a very similar style and it really suits you.
Yeah, actually I wore it recently. I hadn't worn it for a while, and it does actually look really nice. That's sort of what prompted me to make this, because I really liked it, but I've only got sort of the one style. So yeah, really quite looking forward to this one.
Me too. So I would also like to make a knit dress.
We might regret this later, but
well, we could do.
Depending on our overlocker.
So the pattern that I've got is the Vogue B1952. So it's like a wrap dress, and I have been far too scared to make this for a long time because I just feel like with a wrap dress there's a lot that could go wrong fitting wise.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it might be a little more forgiving.
Yeah.
Because you can pull it over more or less, or so I think it actually might not be as bad as you think.
I hope not. So I'm not sure whether I want to make the short sleeves or the sort of more 3/4 length sleeves.
Yeah, well, I guess it depends whether you want to be able to wear it all year round or just in the warmer months, I suppose, as to whether which sleeve you'd do.
I'm thinking maybe the short.
Yeah, I think you get more wear out of it. Yeah.
Because you can always add a cardigan.
I'm not a huge fan of 3/4 sleeves myself.
No, neither am I, to be honest. So the fabric that I've got is this black and white leopard print. So it's another knit. And it's not quite as drapey as the blue one, but it is still quite drapey.
I think it's pretty then.
I love it.
Yeah, very striking.
Yes, I love black and white things.
You do. That's going to look gorgeous.
It is. So I'm actually really excited to do it, even though I'm really nervous about it. And I would like to get this one done sooner rather than later because I can wear it in this sort of weather.
Yeah, so maybe we should do dresses.
Well, the thing is, they're both knit dresses, so we could still work on them together.
Yeah, we
even
could,
though
couldn't
they're
we?
not the same instructions.
Yeah.
So we've got very big plans for the next pattern. So this is the Butterick B6859, and there's actually a lot of things that we want to make. So the first thing that I want to make is view A, which is the dress. So it's this one here. And I have two fabrics that I've been wanting to use for dresses for a while. So the first one I've had for ages, but I just couldn't settle on the right sort of sweater dress.
Yeah.
So this is it here. So it's this mustard cable knit. So it's really nice and really like thick. I think it'll be really lovely to wear in winter.
Be nice and warm, won't it? Yeah.
And I was a little bit concerned about like running the fabric 2 different ways with the sleeves, but I actually think it will look quite nice.
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm actually really excited to get started on that.
It's going to be nice.
And then the other fabric that I would like to use, I actually did have earmarked for a different dress. But I need some more patterned things in my winter wardrobe. So I decided that I would forfeit the other thing and make this instead. So this is a black and white sort of spotty knit. I love this fabric so much. It's, well, again, black and white.
Yes.
I just love it, and I think that it would make a really nice sort of, it's quite lightweight, so it'd be like a transitional sort of dress.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to do that one as well. And the great thing is when you're making a lot of the same thing, you get really familiar with the instructions and you can just whip them up quite quickly.
Yeah, I'm actually a bit of a fan of making the same thing more than once.
Me too. And then using the same pattern, Mum and I both want to make the C here, which is the long sleeve top. So I've got 2 fabrics and you've got 3.
Yes. I actually have the opposite problem to Caitlin, where I've got too many pattern things and not very many plain things in my wardrobe. So I've got this plain sort of wine-coloured sweater knit that I'm going to use to make my top. And I thought that it would actually go really well with the pinafore, so that I would have something plain to wear underneath it. So I think those two actually go quite nicely together.
They look beautiful together.
And then I've also got a plain grey sweater knit, which will be great to wear with my knitwear. And then I've got to have a patterned one as well. So this is just a charcoal colour with some gorgeous sort of magenta-y flowers on it. I love this fabric. I like these ones that they're not too stretchy. It's just sort of a nice weight. So I'm really quite looking forward to that. I think it's going to be really pretty.
Yes, well, I've always said that you have a very eclectic wardrobe. You love patterned things and bright things.
I do, but unfortunately when you have a wardrobe like that, it's really hard to coordinate things together. That's where I fall down. It's like, oh, what jumper am I going to put with that top? And, you know, what... That's why I thought if I could find a nice plain top that went with my pinafore, that I had like a sort of set, it would be quite nice, yeah.
So then you know that when you want to wear your pinafore, you've got something lined up to wear with it.
Exactly, yes, yes.
And then my 2 fabrics are this one. So this I made a nightie for my grandma, but there's still quite a bit left. So it's sort of like a musky pink colour.
Yeah.
And then it's got like the white sort of stripes. And this is actually, it's like a linen knit, I think.
It was, I think, yeah. It's very nice, isn't it?
It is. And it's sort of like got a little bit of like a slub sort of texture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that would look really nice, although we'll have to match the stripes.
Yes, it's going to be a disadvantage, but you could do it.
And then my second one is this incredible, like, royal purple with like teal and lilac flowers. And when we were preparing for this video, Mum said, "Oh, that's a very psychedelic fabric, isn't it?"
It's actually very nice. I love it, but yeah, it is quite bold, isn't it? But,
it is.
Yeah.
But these sort of like brighter colours I think suit me better.
Oh, they do. Yeah. No, I think it's going to look amazing on you. I think it'll make a really pretty top.
So I'm looking forward to making my psychedelic top.
And my last plan is the Simplicity K8454. It's this cute little top that we bought recently. So I'm wanting to make the long sleeve version here. But as you can see, it has sort of like a frill underneath the sleeve. But I'm not going to do that because the fabric I'm using is sort of a silky sort of fabric. And I thought that could be quite tricky to do. Plus, I think it might be a bit over the top for me. I don't know if it's really me. So I'm really quite looking forward to making this one. But when I was looking at the pattern, it's got some really nice tops. And next summer, I'd really like to make this green one here. Just sort of like the, I don't know what you call it, but a tiered sort of sleeve. I thought it was just really, really pretty. So quite looking forward to making that one. So the fabric I'm going to use for that one is this beautiful daisy print. So it's just like a pale blue with the pink daisy on it, which I think will look really nice.
And the fabric that I'm going to use for that pattern is this gorgeous navy mandala one. I love this fabric. And I've sort of been waiting for the right thing, that it's not too detailed, that the mandalas don't get cut up too much, because like with something like this, for example, where you've got the princess seams, like I just thought that just wouldn't look right.
It wouldn't. I love that fabric. It's so pretty.
It is. And I don't want to do any more pattern matching, so I just thought that would be a really good pattern for it.
Yeah. I agree. I think it actually is the perfect pattern for it.
Yeah. My final plan is this quick sew pattern here. And this is a jacket pattern that we got quite recently. And I just really love it. And I've got this fabric in my stash. It's just this plain navy sort of linen look fabric. And I just thought that would be really nice and would go with a lot of things.
It's quite striking.
Yeah. So I am really excited to make that. So we hope that you enjoyed seeing our huge amount of plans.
Yes, quite daunting actually, isn't it?
It is, but we're really excited about all of them.
I think it's good to have things to look forward to making.
Yeah.
So until next time, happy sewing.